So I'm a big fan of the Conjuring cinematic universe. The first movie was great, the second one was even better in my opinion, and Annabelle Creation was pretty good. I still haven't seen the first Annabelle movie, but judging by word of mouth, I don't think I have to. But anyway, this universe has had more hits than misses, which is why I was pretty hyped to see The Nun. Almost all the other films had Easter eggs referencing her, so they obviously wanted this to feel like a big deal. Unfortunately, I don't think it's as good as they thought it was going to be. The movie honestly just felt really uninspired. There are certain scenes where they set up some cool horrific visuals, but how those scenes actually play out wasn't as interesting. The movie also relies a lot on jump scares rather than actually putting effort into creating a scary ambiance. That felt cheap, and almost every time it was so easy to see the scare coming. Hereditary is an example of a great horror movie because it cleverly uses a combination of story and situational elements to keep you on the edge of your seat, so that when it does come time to scare you, it doesn't even need to use a jump scare. Side note, by the way, if you love horror movies, please watch Hereditary, it was amazing. Even the other Conjuring films craft situations that may seem familiar to an average horror fan, but twist it in a way to subvert expectations, and The Nun sadly does none of that. I did like that they actually tried to craft a more complicated origin story for the demon in this movie to add more lore to the Conjuring universe, but the story actually happening right now with the current group of characters was almost non-existent. The plot doesn't really get moving until the very end, and the other two-thirds feels like it's comprised of repetitive scenes where a character sees something, they follow it, and it scares the shit out of them.
Hello.
I did like that it focused on a small group of characters working together, but their dynamic wasn't really Avengers quality, if you know what I mean. You do get some backstory for each of them, but once again we're offered nothing in the here and now storyline. Oddly enough, the common relief character was probably my favorite one because he constantly said stuff the audience would be thinking. He did feel out of place sometimes, but it at least made the whole thing more entertaining. So yeah, in conclusion, The Nun isn't a bad movie, just a painfully average one, especially compared to the other stories in its cinematic universe. I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10, not a must-see, but I still had fun with it.
Everybody now, take my hand, take my whole life too, for I can tell, falling in love with you, for I can't help falling in